Hello everyone. Yep, we're recording. This is Amanda Ellis on the 25th of November 2016. Just changing the lighting a bit in here. And I thought it'd be timely to do another video just because we haven't had a chat for a while and I like talking to you. So let's pull some cards, and I'm going to ask Archangel Metatron to come in and give us some guidance for this period that we're in, which is really Advent. So we're in the lead up to the Christmas period. There's a lot going on for everybody, and it just feels like we have a moment here for some sacred connection time, just to feel for the energies for the next couple of weeks before we really get into the thrust of December. So I'm going to take the top 7 cards from this pack that I've already asked Archangel Metatron to work through, and we will stop when he tells me to stop. There, okay. Ooh, that one's coming out. The 4 of Water, the Star, the 2 of Fire, the 7 of Air, the 5 of Air, the Lovers, the King of Air. I'm going to take one more, Life Experience, and then on the bottom of the pack we have the Emperor. So I'm going to have to, it's too dark in here now. I feel as though I'm in a bat cave. Right, that's better. Okay. Right, let's get serious for one moment. Okay, there are some really powerful energies here. I'm going to have the Emperor out as well. What I'll do is I'll take a photograph of the cards that I'm looking at and just put it in a comment below this video, so you'll be able to actually link into it. I don't have a sophisticated enough system to be able to show you the cards and talk to you at the same time. So let's just see what's going on here. I just need to spray the air elemental around me just to help with clarification and give us the space that we need for this. I feel this this feels like it's a relationship reading more than anything. I'm really struck by the Lovers card, number 6, as the place where I want to start, okay? And it talks about intimate relationships, carefully weighing up decisions, and good health. And it's a slightly weird image, I think, on this card, because can you see that angel there? I don't know. Feels as though he has a very stern face. The Metatron energy can be quite stern, but it has a friendliness to it as well. I don't know, there's something about the angel on this card which disturbs me a little bit, but maybe it's because I'm disturbed by the message of the card itself. So I'm just going to try and tune into that for you, because effectively what we've got here is a couple who are, I guess, nuzzling into each other. They look quite close, but the posture of the angel is really interesting. It's almost as though that is a posture to me, which is like, you know, when you sort of like, oh, what am I going to do with you? That's sort of like you throw your arms out and it's like, oh my God, you know, what is going on? And I'm feeling it's the opposite of a energy of embrace. It's almost as though that angel in that card is being completely ignored and disregarded. That's what it feels like to me. They are completely oblivious to the fact there is even an angel there trying to help them in the background. I was going to say that they are preoccupied with each other, but actually they're not really, because the man is looking upward, the woman is looking downward, they're close to each other, but the posture itself is actually discordant. So there's a slightly confused energy coming in here for me with regard to relationships. And there is an energy of the angelic frequency, which is trying to help, is trying to give signs, is trying to steer, and is trying to guide. And it's as though this couple are completely oblivious and in their own little world, not able to realise that actually help is there if they would actually only look up and see him, which I think is why he has this slightly bemused look on his face. And it feels like he's been there, this angelic frequency. Feels as though he's been there for a hell of a long time, watching over them, trying to help them. And it's like, what more can I do? Beside that card was this one, the Five of Fire. And it talks about competing goals, bothersome details, and conflict with others. So it says to me that this couple here are busy. Busy, busy, busy. Too much going on. Very few chances to actually really deeply connect with each other. But the good thing is that even though that is the case, and there are all these different activities going off in all sorts of different directions, there is still meeting point possible, okay? We have still got all the different energies which are going off left, right and centre for respective people. There is still this meeting point that is possible in the middle, okay? Beside the other side of the Lovers card is we have the King of Air. And it says, speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, balance mental and emotional considerations. Excuse me. King of Air to me is somebody who has a lot of activity going on at the mental level. So this is very much about thinking, logic. It talks about seeking out professional advice at this time as well. Wondering, actually, some of the people that I think are watching this are probably going through counselling at the moment to maybe try and save relationships or need to be doing that. Some of you, it might have gone beyond that and actually you're taking professional advice in terms of separation and divorce. Others of you, it's more about starting to talk to each other again, so you can actually start to understand where you have been going wrong. And I say going wrong, I'm not wanting this to sound an overly negative reading, because there are some really positive energies as well, but we have to look at the challenges. We've also got the Tower energy, and the Tower, which in this deck is called Life Experience, Archangel Shamuel, talks about a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, time to spread your wings. So this says to me that there is something coming up with relationships at the moment where we have a tower type situation, okay? We have a situation that is long overdue to be resolved one way or another, either to bring back into balance and harmony with each other, or to go your separate ways and start again. The Tower energy is one which is usually noticeable, and it feels as though it's coming up for some of us in the first part of December. Now, this doesn't have to be as traumatic as it sounds. It doesn't have to be an ending. It doesn't have to be a huge revelation that comes in from an external source. It could also be you starting to see something either very clearly or very differently, making a decision, changing a mindset, leaving a pattern behind. But it's big. It's not small. It's something which is a significant life experience. It's something which has either coming in from within or external, that helps break the deadlock that we've got here, where this angel is just standing, basically doing nothing. And the reason why the angel is even there is because at some level, this couple have called him. I'm saying him, obviously an angelic energy is both male and female and doesn't take necessarily physical form in that shape. But there has been a request from help from the higher towards the higher realms. And it's as though something is being brought forward to enable clarity to come in. Because at the moment, what's going on within here is linked to this card, which is the Four of Water. And it talks about missed opportunities, discontentment, boredom, opening your eyes to the possibility. The figure in this image is looking down at the seabed. And if you're only ever looking down, you're not actually able to see the beauty that is actually either above you or either side of you. This figure here is just looking completely down at the seabed, is actually not even realizing. He's looking at these three little cups, although not really even looking at those. He's certainly missing that great big huge chalice here, which is the one which actually has all the blessings and all the gifts in it. And next to this card, we actually have the Star, which is the most positive one in the deck. So even though we've got some very challenging cards here with regard to relationship or what we want from relationship, and we have energies which are to do with boredom and discontentment and stalemate, we have this one which says happy times are possible, blessings are available to come in, but you need to have your eyes open to be able to see them in the first place. And you need to be moving away from this place of stagnancy and lack of change, which has probably been going on for quite some time. I do believe that it's possible to do that, because beside it we have got the Two of Fire, which is a really nice energy. So moving away from all that air energy and water energy, we've got some fire energy which comes in, which gives us that fire in the belly to actually make changes that are needed to be made. And it says you've come into your own. New partnerships or contacts continue to move forward. And it's right next to the Star card. So I really like that energy. It says that whatever is coming through in the next couple of weeks, which may be a challenge with regard to relationships, and it's not something I feel that's going to come in out of the blue. This is stuff that you are aware of. It is issues with regard to relationships that have been going on for quite some time. You might have been burying your head in the sand. You might have been asking for help, but you haven't been noticing the signs that have been coming in to try and help you. You've been over-analysing it in your head over and over, what's the right thing to do, and actually making no progress whatsoever, as well as a lot of energy going left, right and centre, no clarity at all. Something seems to come in to actually help bring that to a head. It may even be something that happens in the collective, which starts to make you reconsider priorities, what is important to you. It could even be that you hear something happening to somebody else that suddenly almost removes the scales from your eyes and you're able to see clearly what it is that you want. So it can come in many different forms, this, but it does feel as though it's coming, and it feels as though it's coming before the winter solstice, which is sort of is it the 21st, 22nd of December? It's before that very sacred time that we run into with the solstice, and also with Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then into New Year, which, even if you're not a Christian, is a time of year when there is a huge acceleration of light coming into our planet, moving us all forward. And it feels as though this year is going to be, there's going to be even more of that coming in. And so it's going to be so important that we clear our decks for next year. And I'm really struck by the fact we're in a 2016 year and we've got a 16 card here. And it feels as though some of you might have had the Tower experience already this year. And it may have come in also in different ways, via grief, via loss. Many people have lost people this year. And I'm not saying that's going to happen within the next 2-week period. I'm just talking about that this tower experience, this falling away of something, it's like a shock of something happening, might have already happened for some of you, but I'm definitely feeling for others it's coming in within the next couple of weeks, or 2 to 3 weeks. But as I say, it doesn't have to be external. It might be something that is an internal revelation that leads to the change that is needed, so that you can actually reach for 17. And don't forget, the 17 energy, let's get them the right way around, comes in after the tower, okay? So it's almost as though you can't have, it's harder to have the wish if you're still hanging on to the old energy of 16. So they follow each other quite well. We also have the Emperor sitting here, and I'm just wondering what he's doing, and I feel as though I want another card to go with him just to make sense of that. So we have the Emperor, who is about organisation and logic, structure and discipline and leadership. The Emperor, Archangel Michael here, also very much the archetypal male energy, father, husband, brother. You know, it's a powerful male figure. Just going to ask Archangel Metatron what goes with the Emperor's image, the Emperor's energy rather, for the next 2 to 3 week period. So from November the 25th through to about the 16th of December. Let's see what we get. So what goes with the Emperor? That one, the Knight of Water, and one more, the 10 of Earth. Okay, so yeah, this is very much about love and relationships, I feel, because with the Emperor we've got this lovely Knight, who is to do with emotion, romance, and it's to do with falling in love, wedding proposals, needing to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. I do feel that for some people there's going to be a choice to be made in love coming up in the not too distant future, and it may also be that with this Knight, this is somebody coming in. If you look at him, he's almost like on this, I don't know what it's supposed to be. What's he riding? He's riding like a dolphin or something like that. But it reminds me, I live near the sea, and you see people on these jet skis, and they come in very fast to the shore, obviously via the medium of water. So it feels as though he's a bit like a delivery boy, or a delivery energy, which is to do with an offer of love. And it either comes from an existing relationship that you're already in, almost like a reconfirmation of the love that's there, or it comes in from afar, somebody maybe that's been admiring you from afar, or has been linked to you in some way, or that you already know but hasn't maybe fully committed. And I'm drawn here to the chalice underneath, and I just feel that this Knight of Water, feels as though he knows what he wants. So this feels like an active energy coming in. You know, the Emperor on his own can be quite a, what's the expression? Well, he's solid and dependable. You know, it's not, for me, it's never felt that much of a active energy. In fact, if you look at him he's seated, isn't he there? He's not moving, he's seated, he's grounded. It's all really good, but can you feel how different the energy of the Knight is? It feels very active and alive, and maybe, you know, this Emperor needs a bit of a shake-up. Maybe it's to do with one of you in relationship that needs a bit of a shake-up to actually move forward in some way, whether that's through communication, it's saying something, it's declaring something, or whether it's just that there is more energy needed to be put into relationship in some way. And don't necessarily assume just because of these cards that it has to come from the male. It's talking about the male energy, so women have male energy as well. So don't just wait for, you know, the knight in shining armor to come through. It may be you as a woman need to come forward and express yourself a bit more in terms of what you want as well, to get yourself out of this stalemate position that you're in. I do think for some people it is a choice though that's coming through in terms of relationship, and maybe there are actually even two people involved in it. But for others, it's more about a choice that has to be made in love, with regard to maybe future direction, future focus. Also just talking about expectations for next year. What is it that you're both wanting to do together next year? Have you still got shared goals? What are the dreams? What are the hopes? What are the fears for 2017? It's a time to really get to grips with that and to start communicating that as well. So that is that deck, and I'm just going to put that to one side for one moment and now draw three more from another deck which have been given to me since I last made a video. This was given to me from Susan. Thank you, Susan. Universal Prophecy Cards by Julie Mackenzie. And they've just got a very different energy, and they don't have messages that go with them necessarily. They're more pictures, so they have a different feel. So we're going to ask again the same question for the next 3-week period, going up to about December the 16th, 2016. I don't know where that came from, December the 16th, 2016. I wonder what's happening astrologically around that time. Anyway, that's where I'm being guided to go to. For some reason, we're not going beyond that point at the moment. Oh, that one has just jumped out. Vision. Rather beautiful lady on the card. That one. Nature. One more. For this period, Metatron up to December the 16th. Fear. And on the bottom of the pack, purify. Isn't that a beautiful, beautiful energy? Let's go for the most challenging one first, fear. Fear has no place in your heart. Distance yourself from drama and destructive situations as you breathe in love. Okay, linking that back to what we've just been talking about. Some of you are so frightened to open up to love. Some of you are so frightened to open up your heart because you've been hurt in the past. Some people are so frightened to open up and communicate their innermost feelings, either within a relationship or to the wider universe. And if we look at this figure, she's really huddled, isn't she? And next to it, the one that came next to it is this one, which is the need to purify and let all of that go, let all of that fear go, that's blocking this love and intimate connection that wants to come through to your life. Because I do feel this is still relationships that we're talking about here. And it says your mind, body and soul are tired and malnourished. Spiritually, cleanse through meditation, yoga or massage. Nourish your body by making healthy choices. Fear can't live in a body that is at one with the universe, that is aligned with spirit, that is filled with light. Not all the time it can't. Obviously fear creeps into all of us from time to time. But to have fear as a constant presence, as it is with this lady in that picture here, she's so used to it. It's almost as though she's completely downtrodden by it, is incapable of moving. She's actually forgotten that she holds a sword in her hand. And all that's needed is to purify that and transmute that from the body. And I'm saying all that needs to be done as though it's the simplest thing in the world. And I know it's not simple, But it is that thing about feel the fear and do it anyway. Confront what needs confronting in your innermost relationships, in your love relationships, in your relationship with yourself as well, that might be blocking you from even believing that love is possible, that you are lovable, that somebody will love you. I'm also looking at that sword and viewing it in relation to the new spiritual protection spray, which I'm going to go and have to grab. I'm hoping I've got one to hand. I put it. It's probably because I need to make another video on it. I thought I had one here. Anyway, no, I haven't. Right, Metatron, what have you done with that? No, he says I have to do a separate video on that. Fair enough, okay. Anyway, there is this new spiritual protection spray, which has got the image of a sword on it, which is all about purifying your aura as well. I'll do another video on that. Okay, got that message. Yeah, feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay, so those are those two messages. Then we've got two completely different messages, and I feel this is more about coming into the later period in December towards the equinox period. And we've got this beautiful energy of this beautiful lady here, and it talks about your strong intuition and healing energy helps others to find their strength. Use your natural abilities to heal, teach and guide those needing direction. And I think this is a call to action for all of us, actually, to do our bit to lift the collective energy at the moment, which is quite dense. And also for us to be able to do that in the first place, we have to nurture ourselves by getting ourselves into nature. Sit in nature today or connect with animals to ignite your passion for clarity. A still mind reveals many answers. Okay, so we've got 4 cards there, but for some reason I want to pull a 5th, and we are going to take it from the same deck. Okay, because it feels like they're 2 totally different messages that I just want a 5th message, like a bridge energy, just to bring into the center of it. So 5th energy, please, Metatron. It's that one. Clarity. I think this whole reading actually has been about clarity. See the situation with open eyes. You use truth to enlighten you and make wise choices about your career and love life. We go back to that first card, the Lovers, okay? The need for clarity. The time is coming where decisions have to be made. That's what it feels like. Truth has to be seen. Clarity has to come to the fore. And then can you see what happens when clarity comes to the fore? Just look at that beautiful energy that's just wanted to burst forth. And it's bursting forth really from the heart. It reminds me of a beautiful chakra point just opening up like the lilies, like the lily, you know, the flowers of the lily flower. And then all that magic can come through. Once we have clarity and we really can feel what the decision is that needs to be made, then the magic can start to happen. Nice. Okay, so what I'm going to be planning to do over the next month is make a couple of other videos. I'm going to be making one specific on the spiritual protection spray, which Metatron has hidden from me. I know it was on this desk earlier, so he wants me to do another video on that. Selling like hotcakes, actually. I've made 3 batches of it already, and it's lovely to see it going out into the world and doing its job that it was intended for, just to help us all feel a bit safer and stronger as well, to actually tackle whatever we need to tackle, whether it's our love life, whether it is our business, whether it's just going out in day-to-day life, which can be quite difficult as well. So I'm going to be doing one on that. I also plan to try and do something a bit different for December, and I'd like to try and channel through a video for or from Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel obviously being one of the angels that is around, particularly at this time of year. He was the archangel, of course, who first came to Mary to tell him of Christ's imminent birth. And he's an archangel that I've known has been around me for some time. But I haven't really necessarily worked with him that much so far, but I feel like he has something he wants to say. So we're going to be doing a video on Gabriel as well, a video on spiritual protection, and I will also be doing a newsletter. So there's lots coming forward actually for next year as well. So please stay in tune with what we're doing, either here on my YouTube channel, which is Amanda Ellis 11, or via my Facebook page, which is Angelic Celestial Colours. So I realise I've just made this video actually on what we're calling Black Friday now, aren't we? I hate that. I hate that name. What a horrible name. I'm a colour therapist. So, you know, the name Black Friday to me just sums up everything that's wrong with the world. You know, we don't need more darkness and more blackness in the world. We need lots of colour. So I think well, there's a whole other subject, loads of stuff I could say on that. Maybe that's another video with regard to commercialization and material possessions, which are becoming less relevant the more we evolve onto our spiritual path. So, but that's for another day. Hope you've enjoyed that. It was nice chatting to you all. I hope you're well, and I wish peace for all of you, particularly those of you who are just coming to terms with issues with regard to relationships, needing to make decisions. Please just remember this card here. This is the one that I really want us to fixate on, the Lovers, and just look at that angel. You know, that angelic presence has been around you for a long, long time, needing instruction from you in terms of what to do, okay? Needing request from you to actually help to bring situations to a close or to heal situations that are meant to be healed. But at the moment, that angelic energy feels completely redundant. There's a lot of you who are just struggling on and not appreciating or realizing the amazing amount of help that is there if you step into asking, requesting, and then letting the magic happen. Lots of love, everyone. I'll speak to you again very soon. Bye.